Well, hello, stampers, and happy Wednesday to you. Wednesday means stamping through my stash. And the purpose of this is to just get ink on every stamp set that I own. And I find that when you see a stamp set in use, when you see every single stamp in the set inked up, it just changes something. It opens your eyes, it makes it a 3D actual experience. And even though this is virtual and you're watching me, it's still different seeing a stamp inked up than just seeing the picture in the catalog or seeing the stamp set in your hands. And I find it a huge benefit. When I get all the stamps inked up and on paper, I'm much more motivated to create with this set. It just really gets my creative juices flowing. So I always suggest that when you get a stamp set and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're not sure what to do with it, simply ink up your stamps and stamp them all. And just that simple act of picking a few colors and stamping will really get you started. Trust me. I'd love to hear from you. Make a comment. Tell me if it works. Today, I'm going to go through sweet citrus. And the thing with sweet citrus, there's a couple things. The first thing, when I saw this stamp, when I saw this one right here, I thought of a coconut. Now, I still haven't turned it into a coconut, and I know that a few other people have seen the same thing. So stay tuned for that in another one. But it's called sweet citrus because it's not just lemons or limes or oranges or grapefruits. It can be any of those things. And so that's really cool. It comes with a stamp set, it comes with dies, and it comes with an embossing folder. And the cool thing is that you can combine all three things together. So the dies fit inside the embossing folder so that you can lay it like this, and you can cut and emboss at the same time. You put your paper in like so, you close it up, you run it through your die cutting machine, and you'll get an image that's already embossed and it is cut. So you'll get something like this. And then you can either sponge it, or what I'm going to show you is we're going to stamp the images and then run them through the embossing folder. So you can find me on thepamperedstamper.com or the Pampered Stamper on YouTube. I've tried to brand myself that you poke in the Pampered Stamper, you'll find me everywhere. Okay, are you ready to get some ink on these stamps? I have a scrap of basic white, and I have my stamparatus, my favorite tool in the whole catalog. Now, as you're watching this, we have a little bit of celebration left, so you can still, if you purchase the Sweet Citrus bundle, you'll get a free celebration item. And Stampin' Up! Has done something that I have never seen them do before. They are offering a stamp set and dies called Eden's Garden for free with a $120 purchase. Like, I just think that is a wow. So if you don't have that bundle yet, I would highly recommend making that your choice. Okay, before I do anything else, I have the two tiniest stamps on here, and I'm going to stamp them first, and you're going to see why. We're going to ink it up in Daffodil Delight, and I find that these tiny little stamps are really, really hard to position. So I'm going to stamp it a couple of times so it's nice and bright. There. Okay, now what goes with that stamp? Let's have a look. We have two. We have this one here, and we have a single stamp right here. So I find that if you lay your stamp right on that, it's a lot easier than trying to line up that tiny stamp in there. Same thing with this one. There. Now I'm looking at it from this, let me see. That looks pretty good. So now I'm going to take these little guys off. Although, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to take my plate and turn it around because I need that little center again for the center of that big flower. Okay, now I'm going to do this in black so we get a really pretty flower. And I think this one's a little bit off. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Oh, I need to pick them up. There. Let's get that paper in tight again. Now I'm going to double check to make sure I did a good job. I did. Okay. You never know. You've got to be careful that you always have your paper tight into the corner with your stamparatus. There. The stamparatus is a stamp positioning tool. That means you can stamp it again and again. See, look how pretty that is. So now I'm going to clean them off. Oh, what did I do with my cleaner? There it is. I cleaned my desk today. It's so rewarding Not only is it cleaned off as far as the junk goes, but I also got some heavy duty cleaner and got rid of all the glue bits. You know what? I'm gonna have to do this. I do have to, well, you'll see how difficult it is. Maybe it won't be that hard. I'm going to take this tiny little one off and I'm going to lay it in the middle. This guy right here. The problem is that those little guys sometimes stick to your fingers and then it's really hard. That's why I decided to keep that other one where it was. Ooh. See, so this is a lesson right in itself. And sometimes I'm known to not even bother with those little stamps. I'll just use a blend and color the middle in. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to show you that. This is a teaching opportunity. So the key to stamping, you know, is a hobby. It should be fun. You know, maybe I should use the fine tip because they have a little white spot in the middle. See? Look at that. That looks just as nice, and it didn't take me a lot of bother. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to turn this around this way because I need some more room. We're going to start with a stamp that looks kind of funny. Here it is. This is the outside of the citrus. So, do that. Let's pick it up. And I'm sticking with a lemon theme. We're going to stick with yellow. Daffodil Delight. You could use crushed curry. There, give it a nice press. See, you'll see as I pick up, see how the paper moves? Just take a minute, put it straight, tight in the corner. If I want this to be a little bit brighter, I could do it again, but I kind of like the shading in there. I'm going to leave it. And now we're going to do the second part of this stamp. It's really a lovely stamp set. So many possibilities here, and just the layers that you do make it just beautiful. So here's the next one. And I'm going to flip it over. I want it to do it upside down. And then I'm just going to look like this. All right, I think that's good. It's important not to rush too much. You need to be in a bit of a zen state of mind to do this. Put some nice music on. There. And I can see I missed a spot, but that's what's so nice about the stamparatus. See, I missed a spot right there. Now I just make sure my paper's tight in the corner and I can do it again. And you stamp in the exact same spot again. It just really guarantees success, this tool. It's wonderful. If you have a little bit of a shake due to some medicines, you might have Parkinson's. Look how pretty that is. This stamparatus is wonderful. And then someone said, you know, if your desk is a real mess, you can use the stamparatus and stamp on your lap. There's another bonus. Okay, now the next thing we're going to stamp is our leaves. And I'm going to turn it around again because you want to stamp as far away from the hinge as possible. So here we go. Oh, we have to take this one off. There, the chamois is such an inexpensive tool to clean your stamps, and I've had mine for years and it still holds up. Okay, we're going to ink that up in Granny Apple Green. The refreshing combo of the yellow and the green, it's just, oh, it makes it feel like spring. And spring is definitely in the air. There, and then, I don't know if I can do this. I want to show you what it looks like stamped off. Is there room? Let's see, let's move the paper a little bit. There. Okay, now you can see what it looks like stamped off. There, so you get two shades with one ink pad. Isn't that nice? And now we still have to explore the sayings in here. We're not going to have room on this piece of paper, so we'll get another one. Here we go. And I'm going to lay them all on at the same time. There. And there's two more. Lots of sayings in here. This is a fantastic set, if I say so myself. I haven't met too many stamp sets that I did not like. That's usually because if I don't like them, I don't buy them. them all up. It's handy to leave a sheet of cardstock in your stamp set that has been inked, because sometimes the stamp is bigger than what it looks like on the cover. And Stampin' Up! Will say that in very fine print that we sometimes miss. So you look at your stamp set and you think, oh, that will fit in that punch or that die, and then it doesn't. So this is quite handy. And then you could even write on your piece of paper which dies work well with it. So then you know it for the next time. There. There we go. Sending you a big squeeze. Have a zesty birthday. Thanks a bunch. Enjoy the sweeter things in life. And look, that's what it looks like embossed in white on garden green and embossed in white on granny apple green. Or maybe this is parakeet party. Could be. And, oh yeah, now what I want to do is take these. And I'm just going to show you a finished card today. I'm not going to actually make a card, I don't think. So what I want to do is cut these out. I'm going to cut these, and then I'm going to, well, let's just have a look. Maybe I won't cut them first. Let's see. If I do this, no, that doesn't work. It has to be this way. Sorry, I'm just playing because I haven't done this before either. No, I think I have to. Oh, yes. See, I turn it around and you can just kind of move it to where it has to be. Let's see. I'm lining that one up. And now they're all where they need to be. And now I can run them through the embossing folder. But I can also, let's see, no, I can't do it. I could have, if I would have, I could have put this in right away and then laid it on, but then I wouldn't have been able to hold it all. So I'm going to first emboss and then cut. You can do that too. It doesn't all have to happen at the same time. Now, I didn't think about it. I've also embossed my stamped images here, so now I can't use them. But isn't this just great the way that worked? And you know what? I moved a little bit here too. So it's not perfect, but I have two good images that I could use. The last time, I cut them all out individually and put them on the embossing folder and then embossed. So you can choose whatever works. I was trying to save time, but that isn't always the most effective. But now I can at least cut out those two and use them. And this one is flawed. You could still use it. It's not perfect. So I'm just going to use these two. And yeah. Now, what I want to show you, I have them all finished. Just hold on. So here you have the results of all the stamping. I just think it looks so great. So you've got the embossing on two different colors, on Parakeet Party and on Garden Green. Then you've got all the sayings stamped in black. You've got the citrus stamped and cut and embossed. And then here they've been embossed and then sponged. And then this one I inked up the embossing folder and ran it through with the ink on it, and then it just transfers that way. So you get totally different looks. And then this is a card that I made for a different video. Isn't that great? So lots of options here. And then I want to share you one last thing. I accidentally, I'd cut a strip off this cardstock, and I thought, oh, now it's not even. But I thought, well, look at this. You can still lay this on here. And then it extends. Here, I'm going to glue that on. And then look. In the inside, it just looks like that. That's fine. It kind of gives an added interest to the card. So we're going to make that into a card. Maybe I will make a card with you yet. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but let's see what happens. A little glue on here. Normally, I don't put the glue on the card base. I put it on the card stock, but because I'm running not to the edge, I'm just leaving 1/4 of an inch there. And then I have to decide, do I want a zesty birthday. It looks great. See, now we've got 3 different colors of green in here. I've got granny apple green that went on the ink on the folder. I have Oh, maybe I have the same. And then I have garden green here, and I think this is granny apple green. It's not parakeet party. See the difference in color? Parakeet is a little bit lighter. Anyway, that looks good. And I just want to see how I'm going to finish this off. So I have a zesty birthday, and then maybe add a lemon, like so. Or I can show you, here is a green one. And let's do a little bit of sponging. Then you can see how that works too. I did a bit of a blob on there. I'm not so happy about that, and I can't seem to fix it. It's not ideal. I have another wedge that I can use. It's because I was trying not to get ink on here, and that's not this. So this is the way not to do this. I'm going to show you a better way. So this is the better way. Ink up your, and then start off the side. And then you don't get the blobs. But I have to say that I like the stamped and then embossed image better. You get that crisp white in between, and when you sponge, you don't. However, if you sponge like this, and it's not cut out yet, then you get that light in between. So I really like this too, and this shows how you can do lemons, limes, and grapefruits. And for this one, I used Fruity Flamingo and Pale Papaya. And here you can see the Pale Papaya by itself. It really does look lovely. So I just wanted to show you that. This is really, stamping through your stash is more for, not for necessarily making the card, but just to see how it all works. So I do like the, all the green is nice, but I do like the yellow, the pop of yellow on there. And then all we need to do, I think, for here is do this, make a little flag, and then it's going to get tucked underneath like so. And then the final touch will be a few of these. These are the In Color Opal Rounds, and I like the yellow ones in there. So, and that will tie in my lemon. Add a few of those. They're hard to get. They like to flip around. It's kind of a bit of a, some people with long nails can do this very well. I have to play hide and seek with my pokey tool. There, got it. Oh, it's upside down. There. We'll do more, but we're first going to put this together. This is going to go down flat. And I'm just going to, I should have done this earlier. I just want to flip that up a little bit. Have a zesty birthday. Then we're going to put a little bit of glue on the corner of the leaf. Tuck that underneath our lemon. Flip up the leaves a little bit, and we'll pop that up with some dimensionals. Oh, for a minute I thought I got ink on my card. I thought, oh no, Jackie, you ruined it. But I didn't. It's okay. Then we'll add a few more of those. There. Isn't that cute? Simple card, but we need to add a few more of those. And you know what I'm thinking? They're not yellow. Those are Pale Papaya, which would look great with the grapefruit. But I'm still going to keep them in here because they do definitely give a citrusy flair to the whole thing. And another one here. There. So it's only 3 gems on there, but it does add. You could add more if you like. But I also think that those gems are going to look really nice with this. Then I can use the Pale Papaya and this pink as well. Very pretty. I'll turn this into something else, and maybe you can find this card on my blog or on Instagram. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that I inspired you with Sweet Citrus and all the possibilities that you have with this gorgeous stamp set. Happy stamping, and remember, together we can change the world one card at a time. Bye.